Earlier this week, I received a very generous gift box from Jim Largo. And this gift box inspired me to make this entire video where I'm going to feature my Incredible Hulk action figure collection. So before we get into the main part of the video, let's check out a clip from the unboxing. I know what this is. Holy. Whoa, this is heavy. Wow. I know what this is. It's something I've wanted for a very long time. Jim, thank you, man. Thank you very much. Holy. It's the Marvel Legends 1 to 12 scale, sorry, 1 to 6 scale Hulk. And what makes this special for so many reasons. Number one, I'm an Incredible Hulk fan. Number two, I'm a fan of 1/6 scale action figures. And number three is this toy was designed by Bobby Valor. So it's quite apt that I've got the Action Force t-shirt on today. This is awesome. So what I've just decided is that we're going to review this Incredible Hulk, and not in a separate video. We're going to do it right now. So stay tuned.
Come with me, toy fans.
This video is proudly brought to you by Valorverse, the creative company behind the most exciting new action figure range available on the market today, Action Force. Make sure you visit the Valorverse.com website to purchase your amazing Action Force comics, toys and other products, and follow Valorverse on YouTube, Instagram and Facebook to keep up to date with the latest product news. All the links are in the description below. Shop Valorverse, because it's time for action. Hey toy fans, my name is Tony and welcome back to the Analog Toys YouTube channel, where we're obsessed with bringing you the true history of vintage toys and action figures. Now I know I said at the end of that unboxing clip that I was going to go straight into a review of this figure. Well, since filming that unboxing, I've decided I am going to review this figure, but I'm also going to discuss all the other Incredible Hulk action figures in my collection. But let's start off with this amazing Marvel Legends 1/6 scale Incredible Hulk. And this particular figure was designed by my dear friend Bobby Valor, and he truly has done some amazing work on this piece. The sculpting is absolutely incredible. The paintwork is spot on, including the skin tone and the paintwork on his ripped up, obviously elastic jeans. And the figure is highly poseable. You can achieve some incredible different poses with this particular figure. It's also one of the most imposing action figures I have in my collection, not just Incredible Hulk, of anything. And that's because this figure stands 15 inches tall and it weighs just over 1.6 kilograms. This is a action figure doorstop. The figure comes with two different pairs of hands. So you've got a pair of hands where the fingers are somewhat outstretched and a pair of clenched fists. And these interchangeable hands add a great deal of variety of posability to this figure. The figure also comes with two different head sculpts, both of which are just excellent. The two different heads do have very different hairstyles. So we have this grimacing face that you see here, but my personal favourite is what I call Hulk's growling head, because you can see his teeth, you can see his tongue, and the sculpting and the paintwork on this particular face is amazing. I only have one other Marvel Legends figure in this particular scale, and that's Black Panther. And I did a review of that figure as a Patreon exclusive video. And I thought I would dig this Black Panther figure out of storage so you could see him standing alongside the Hulk to show just how truly large and imposing this Marvel Legends Hulk figure really is. And given the immense stature of this figure, he's now going to become the centerpiece of my Incredible Hulk collection. And I'm sure I've mentioned this before, maybe on a live stream or something quite recently. I'm moving house soon, and when I relocate the collection, my Hulk figures, which traditionally sit within my Migo collection, I think are now going to have a dedicated display shelf. So let's go through the rest of my Incredible Hulk figures in somewhat of a chronological order. The first Incredible Hulk figure that I owned as a child was Migo's 12-inch Incredible Hulk, which you can see here I own both boxed and loose. Now yes, the loose one does not have the ripped up laboratory coat, but I'm not concerned about that. He's got the coat in the boxed one, but also I don't ever remember having the coat when I was a child. I must have lost this very, very quickly, and all my childhood memories of playing with this toy was a shirtless Incredible Hulk with, you know, the purple ripped up pants. This Migo 12-inch Hulk was one of my favourite toys in childhood, and that's because I was a huge fan of the Bill Bixby TV show. And this annual that you see here I picked up on my last trip to England about 4 years ago. I found it in a small collectibles store. I don't particularly collect annuals unless I see ones that I had when I was a kid, and I also have this annual, so it's fantastic that I've been able to add this to my Hulk collection. Then we have my Migo Hulk figures that are scaled for the shorter kind of 8-inch Migo World's Greatest Superheroes figures. And I always found it a little bit odd that Hulk is supposed to be one of the biggest characters in the original Migo line, was actually one of the smallest. And I didn't have this small Hulk when I was a child. One of the few kind of 8-inch Migo figures I actually owned was the Amazing Spider-Man. But given my love of the Hulk, I have been fortunate enough to acquire a boxed version of this figure, a carded version of this figure, and a loose figure to round out the Migo 8-inch Hulk collection. Then we have the truly impressive Marvel Select Planet Hulk figure that was very kindly donated to the channel by Wesley Hendricks. This particular version of the Incredible Hulk is inspired by the Planet Hulk comic book series, but also looks very similar to the way the Hulk appeared in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the movie Thor Ragnarok. And while this figure has been produced in a much smaller scale than this Marvel Legends Hulk, it's still another very weighty toy, weighing over 800 grams. And that's quite a lot for an action figure. This particular version of the Incredible Hulk, once again, has incredible sculpting and incredible paint. However, the articulation is not brilliant, and that's due to all of the kind of add-on armor features. It makes it difficult to turn his head, and his left shoulder practically has no articulation at all due to the shoulder armor. The feathers adorning the top of his helmet are actually a removable piece, which I imagine the company made this way for packaging purposes. And he's also equipped with a very fearsome looking battle axe and a shield that is reminiscent of a Roman gladiator's shield. Hulk's leather look skirt here is an entirely separate piece that once again is nicely sculpted and very nicely painted. And overall, I would say that the Marvel Select Hulk is a great display piece while not exactly being a really playable action figure. But even from a display perspective, I think one area where the company really could have improved this figure is to also give him an alternate head, like they've done here with this Marvel Legend, because I really think like a growling face on that Planet Hulk figure would have just nailed it. Next up in the collection are these recently released 3 3/4 inch Marvel Retro Collection Hulk action figures, all of which have been very kindly donated to the channel by a variety of different people. I love the artwork on these particular cards. Retro styled art, retro styled packaging, they really do look good on display. And I am starting to build out quite a collection of these retro figures, all thanks to kind donations. And I particularly like this version of the Marvel Retro Collection Hulk, because it is the only grey Hulk action figure that I have in my collection. And last but certainly not least, we have the Marvel Legends 80th Anniversary Incredible Hulk figure that was very kindly donated to the channel by my buddy Sal from 2 Cents Toys. And I've said many times on this channel that when it comes to modern toys, I'm not much of an inbox collector. I like to remove the figures from packaging so I can use them in videos. It's very hard to use an action figure in the kind of videos I make when they're still on the card. However, I just adore the design of this particular card back. And while I may take him off the card one day, for now, he's staying on the card as he is here because he makes a great kind of backdrop, and he can sit on one end of the display shelf at the modern end, and then on the retro end, I can have my box 12-inch Migo Incredible Hulk. For now, that is the extent of my Incredible Hulk action figure collection. But it doesn't mean I'm going to stop there, because there are definitely 2 vintage pieces that I would like to add to this collection. The first of which is the Remco Incredible Hulk Rage Cage.
This is the Hulk. You can place the Hulk into the Rage Cage. With a few pumps of the Hulk inflator, you can make the Hulk grow in size. Rip out of the shirt. And break out of the Rage Cage. The Hulk comes complete as shown. Some assembly required from Fun Stuff.
And the other one is the Corgi gold pickup truck with the cage on the back with a small Incredible Hulk figure bursting through the top of the cage. So I want to say thank you once again to Jim Largo for donating this incredible piece to the channel. I want to thank my friend Bobby Valor for designing such an incredible action figure. This is most likely my perfect action figure representation of my favourite childhood superhero, the Incredible Hulk. And while what you can see here is the extent of the Incredible Hulk collection that I own right now, we're not stopping here. I'm sure this Incredible Hulk collection is going to grow immensely in the coming years, and maybe I'll have to do a follow-up video. So thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to check out another video where we did a top 10 countdown of the best vintage Incredible Hulk action figures, you can click the link up here. Or to subscribe to the channel, you can click down here. I'm Tony from Analog Toys, and I'll see you in the next video.